Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a bit of a reading looking at your person's feelings. I am doing a bit of a different reading today. We're doing a pick a card, a pick a deck kind of reading. Okay, so you can ask yourself what's calling to you the strongest because I will be doing three separate portions. So I'm just going to sort of title those Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So have a bit of a think about which deck is going to call to you the most. I will be using a separate Lenormand deck for each portion. So I will get into that in a moment, but I have also drawn oracle cards for each group already. So we will draw we'll go through the oracle cards, and then we will get some Lenormand to go through those a little bit deeper and see, what your person's feelings are for you, what's going on with this connection. I am using the Blocks to Love deck as well, so it will sort of show us some of the things that are stopping this connection as well, blocking this connection or blocking this person's side of things more than yours, to be honest, because we're looking at your person's feelings. Okay, so but make sure you do subscribe to the channel, of course. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like these sort of pick a card type readings, or whether you prefer the normal sort of all signs and individual readings. Let me know, what you want. Let me know if you've got any suggestions for topics you would like me to look into. I'd be more than happy to take that stuff on board as well. Okay, but going over the decks that I'm using today, I am using the Deep Love Oracle deck. Sorry about the corners being chewed off of my deck there. I am also using the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. That's called Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. And like I said, the Blocks to Love Oracle deck there as well. So that's the Oracle decks I'm using. But Group 1, I will be using the Modern Lenormand deck that looks like this. Okay, the Group number 2, I am using the Origami Lenormand, which looks like that. And then group number 3, I am going to be using the Watercolour Lenormand. Okay, so if you can't see the photo on the video, if you for some reason you can't see that, obviously while you're watching, you can sort of choose either from the numbers 1, 2, and 3, or you can choose from Modern, Origami, or Watercolor, depending on what you're feeling most drawn to, in connection to your person, and wanting to know about, their feelings for you. Okay, so we'll get into it and see how we go. I'm just organizing myself here. I've got quite a lot of cards sitting here right in front of me, so wanting to make sure I'm keeping the groups with their grouping. Okay, so starting with group number 1. Okay, group number 1, the Modern Lenormand deck that we'll be using. Okay, here is the oracle cards that we have for you, group 1. So starting off here with the Island Time Wellness, we do see the Heartbroken and the Mirror cards coming through. So there's obviously already been a lot of pain in this connection. That Heartbroken card, it does talk about being deeply hurt, sad, separated, breaking up, feeling lost and grieving and mourning. So for a lot of you here, this is probably a connection that is not a current connection, or you have had a severe heartbreak already in this connection, or you're maybe fearful of that, and it's heartbreak from the past that is strongly affecting this connection. So I dare say it would be this person has this heartbreak very strong in their energy, but because of this Mirror card, it kind of does show us that it's affecting both of you. The things that one of you is going through, the other is reflecting back, and those sorts of things as well. Are very likely that we are triggering each other, that certain wounds within ourselves trigger, things in the other person. The mirroring energy does say mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflecting our wounds, and introspection. So there is something about this connection where, it amplifies all those feelings. So every time that your person is feeling something, you're getting that energy straight off them, and it's amplifying things within you, triggering things within you, and vice versa. So, we are reflecting back a lot at each other. But with the mirroring energy, there is also that element that comes through with the mirroring energy here, group one, that the things that you like about this person, the things that you look at this person and say, oh, I wish I could be more like that, or I really love that about this person, they actually are reflections of you yourself as well. Okay, so it's important to remember that, because we're seeing already a lot of pain and heartbreak in this connection, and so very likely a lot of negative emotions are being reflected in amongst the two of you here. I'm kind of seeing this prism, you like a hall of mirrors where the reflections, bounce back a million times at you. So it's really, really compounding the hurt and the pain that you each feel. But in the same token, that the things that they love about you and the things that you love about them are reflecting things about yourself that you're needing to pay attention to. So these sorts of connections, they do offer quite a lot of healing. So it's really, though, an issue of learning how to do that together, and learning how to take the growth and the healing and move forward through that, and not allow the negative emotions to trigger each other. Okay, because we do see compromise coming through for this connection as well. Learning the art of compromise in relationships. So really needing to find that middle ground, so we're not just reflecting all the negative stuff, that we are, balancing that out with the positive stuff as well. And there is the need to, come to a compromise, and take some sort of personal responsibility for, look, that triggered me, your pain triggered my pain, needing to take responsibility and a little bit of awareness of, where these things are coming from and what's triggering us in this connection, and those sorts of things, offering each other forgiveness as well. Okay, so we do see forgiveness coming through there, allowing forgiveness to heal the wounds of the heart, restoring love's trust. So, there is obviously a lot of heartbreak already in this connection, but there is the need to compromise and show each other forgiveness. So, it does appear that there would be a potential, reconciliation, or a way to move forward at the least here with this connection. But there does need to be, forgiveness on both sides here. Once again, all those things that, it's not just one person needing to do this, because we have that mirroring effect in this connection. We do need to make sure that's going both ways, and it's mirroring the good back as well as the bad, and we're compromising, and we're attempting to, forgive each other as well as mirror back the positive, not just, continually throwing the negative stuff back at each other. So the blocks to this connection that we're seeing here, we have unhealthiness. Okay, so someone may have some unhealthy habits that are compounding these issues as well. Once again, triggering unhealthy habits in the other, and whatnot. I am picking that up as very sort of like impulsiveness behaviors, like, unhealthy amounts of coping mechanisms, such as, drinking and things like that. So one of you may have some issues with that, and it's sort of, once again, triggering the other for some reason there as well, and it's just creating this general air of unhealthiness in this connection. So someone does need to pay a little bit more attention to looking after their reality self, their physical self, whether it be, cutting down the drinking, eating better, exercising more, all those sorts of things. That definitely is something that needs to be accounted for, because it is blocking the potential forgiveness and healthiness of this connection. It's one of the compromises that needs to be made. All right. We also see hurtful assumptions. All right. So once again, that's because of that mirroring effect. we do see that, someone here, with that strong heartbreak energy as well, and then that mirroring effect, where we're putting somebody else's reflection into, we're assuming that somebody else is going to do the exact same that the past has done to us. We're assuming, without giving an opportunity for it to just be, we're presuming and assuming that things are going to happen, that this person is going to hurt us, even if they haven't. Does that kind of make sense, that we're assuming that this is going to go badly, regardless of actually giving that a chance to go badly or well? We're not actually stopping and waiting to see or trying to make it go well, because we're assuming that it's just going to end badly. We are mirroring that back at that person, and then that is actually unhealthy in the sense that it's just throwing this energy around here, that I already assume that you're going to, hurt me, so then they're more likely to hurt you, because it's getting flipped back onto them, that, oh, they think I'm just going to hurt them, so, and I feel like they're just going to hurt me, so we're both kind of just exacerbating that issue within the connection. Okay, so we'll have a look at the Lenormand and see what's going on here a little bit deeper for you, group 1, as well. Group 1, your person's true feelings towards you. Group 1, your person's true feelings towards you. Those hurtful assumptions are definitely strong in this person's energy. It's that energy of, like, I've had my heart broken in the past, so I just assume that you're going to do the same thing. And it's like, if you it's like this person is saying to you, everyone I've been with has cheated on me in the past, so I'm just waiting for you to cheat on me. I know that you're going to cheat on me. It's just a matter of when. And so they're nitpicking every little thing that you do, and every time you go out alone, they're like, oh, you must have cheated on me. They're assuming that you're cheating on them, even though you haven't. Just using that as an example. And of course, that's going to, be a very unhealthy dynamic in the connection. It's going to, they're putting all these emotions and presumptions onto you that are not true, because they haven't even given the connection a chance. Haven't given you a chance to prove to them that you're not going to cheat on them. So it really is, there is a strong need here to compromise this connection, obviously, but you do make them happy. We have the sun coming through first. So, you do make them happy. They do feel happy when they're with you. And it's kind of this energy of, for a lot of them, it's like that this happiness is like, I just can't trust being happy. I just can't trust happiness. Like it's too perfect. Something's going to go wrong. So they're just kind of waiting for the truth to come out, kind of thing, and all the bad stuff to come to light. But it's because they just don't trust being happy within their own self. That every time, it's kind of that just waiting for something to go wrong energy. This person has a lot of fear and hurt from their past, obviously, and they're putting a lot of that on you and presuming that you're going to be the same as everyone else that they've dealt with. Because we do have the Tower and the mice coming through there as well. So, this is kind of part of the structure of who this person is. That this is like core beliefs within this person, that everyone's going to hurt them. I dare say for a lot of them, this is actually stemming from childhood issues as well, not just past relationships. This may be, a core belief that has been built in them from childhood, that somebody maybe left them in childhood, that every time they start to feel happiness, something gets taken from them, stolen from them. They lose somebody. So I would say that this person probably has, in their childhood, they have lost a parent in some kind of a way, whether it's, the death of a parent very young, or, for some of you, I'm picking up that they have issues where they were maybe in the foster system, or lost a parent to, other people or drugs, or things like that. Okay, that there does seem to be a very heavy loss in this person's core, and that's the structure of who this person is. So it's something very difficult for them to overcome this. That's why compromise and trust, finding trust and um, forgiveness. They need to forgive themselves and forgive their childhood a lot here, and learn to trust happiness. That happiness isn't always just, happiness can sometimes just be happiness. It's not necessarily that everything's going to fall to pieces immediately after you find yourself happy. Um, so they've got a lot of pain. There is a lot of heartbreak. I feel like for a lot of them, it's definitely from childhood. This causes them to isolate themselves very heavily, and probably not somebody who talks about their feelings openly and things like that. It's all stemming from past loss, past hurt, and past loss that this person has sort of been through here, and they probably are more introverted, more lock themselves away and not deal with their issues, isolate themselves every time they start. And it's not just from pain and hurt, it's from happiness. They hide themselves away from happiness as well. Happiness scares them because they've kind of been taught that as soon as everything seems like it's going well, or as soon as everything seems happy, it gets taken away from them. Advice for group one with this person. Advice for group one with this person. So you may reflect a lot of these childhood wounds in this person without even realizing, and trigger them without even realizing, group one. Your advice here, we have the fox coming through first. You need to look after yourself first and foremost, group one. That this, we have the mountain here as well. There's a lot of hard work that's going to be necessary if this connection were to work. There's these huge obstacles and challenges here. So you actually need to do what you need to do for yourself, and very logically and rationally, it's doing what needs to be done for you first and foremost, not giving too much of yourself to this person, because they need to do the work themselves. A lot of this, there's a lot of blockages there that they need to overcome by themselves, and your independence and your taking care of you first, because you need to survive, right? Right now this is unhealthy, and there's a lot of negative things here with this connection, and it's going to take a lot of work to overcome this with this connection. The best thing you can do is, you really do need to be very logical and rational with this connection, and look after yourself first and foremost. Make sure you're safe first. Okay, make sure you're putting yourself first. It's not advised to put this person's needs first, because it's kind of, I can feel this sucking, pulling me down energy. As soon as I say put this person first, they need to help themselves. We do have the woman though. So they kind of need to see you put yourself first, and to see how you nurture yourself and take care of yourself, and how you can be emotional, because the feminine energy is very divine feminine energy, where it's, emotions don't necessarily control you, but they have their place, and they allow you to be strong and look after yourself, and you can learn from those emotions, and you can deal and nurture those emotions in a positive way. So they really need to, have kind of examples of nurturing. So you can be nurturing towards this person, but nurturing their emotions and nurturing truth and true emotion, but also very much, of course, taking care of yourself in that situation. And as soon as things, because I do get this energy here that with so much negative energy from this person, they may at times be an unsafe person to be around, and you need to remove yourself from that situation and take care of yourself first and foremost. Okay, so some of you here, it may be safer for you, and looking after yourself may mean that you need to, literally put a mountain between yourself and this person. Say, like, it's kind of that energy of saying to them, look, I'm here when you're ready to, forgive yourself and compromise and actually address your emotions, and get away from the unhealthy emotions that you're dealing with. You need to do a little bit of healing. I feel like there is a little bit of, space needed here, in order to come back together. If you do come back together with this connection, this person needs to take care of themselves. They need to do what they need to do for themselves, and that is nurturing their emotions and allowing their emotions a place to be and a place to grow and heal. Okay, there is a lot of work involved here, a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of perseverance. This person, I'm sorry, group one, but this person is heartbroken, and it's stemming from things that are not your responsibility to fix. It's their responsibility. Okay, and if you're allowing that mirroring energy to trigger you, and put yourself in a place where you're becoming unhealthy towards yourself, you need to take care of yourself first. You need to survive first and foremost. If you don't survive, you're never going to see this person, overcome these obstacles and blockages within their own self, because it's going to go bad. Like, I'm not going. I do still feel that there is future potential here, but it's very dependent on this person's free will and this person doing the work. So for right now, unfortunately, I don't feel as though this is something that you should be putting yourself into right here, right now, other than nurturing and allowing this person a space to heal themselves. And that may be part of the compromise. If you're really wanting this to work out with this person, that may be part of the compromise. That, look, you need to heal. You need to do the work. You need to maybe seek therapy. You need to work through this stuff. I'm going to go, because I'm kind of getting that energy of, just going two directions, both healing individually and then potential to come back together after that. Because this person, they do see you as the light of their life. They do feel that you are the one that brings them the most happiness. Okay, but this reading is not necessarily about you and your connection. It's about this person's pain. And that's overwhelming the whole reading here. Okay, so I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, group one, but that's what is coming through with this message. Okay, you more than welcome to check out other readings. I do have other love readings on the channel, things like that as well. I will have the October readings coming up soon, so definitely keep an eye out for those. All right, come back in a month or two and rewatch, and you may end up choosing a different grouping next time and get a different reading. But give it time, allow time. There needs to be time, and healing for this person. Okay, so that's what we have for you, group one, and we will move on over to our group two. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the timestamps for us here. Pardon? Okay, group two. So we have group two with the Origami Lenormand deck here. And the oracle cards I've got for you. Okay, group two. We have, oh, interesting. I love this. We have, no, that's the blocks. Okay, starting off with the Island Time Oracle. Firstly, we have Cupid's arrow coming through here for you. Have faith, love is coming. A surprise invitation or meeting, but some hesitation. Okay, so we also see paradise coming through here. happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. So we do see this slow burn towards paradise with this connection, especially with what I'm seeing with these oracles as well. Okay, so there is a lot of, it does appear to be a lot of love for you from this person. For some of you, it may be this person hasn't actually come forward as of yet. It does feel like that slow burn. That have faith, it is coming. That a surprise invitation or meeting. So, but the hesitation is there as well. So they may be hesitant to, you know push forward here with this connection, but lo and behold, we do see that there is a lot of potential with this connection, with that paradise card as well. So we do have the healing heart coming through first. Okay, healing of the heart begins with forgiveness. All right, so someone's still just needing to, heal some parts of themselves in order to move forward here. So maybe that's where the hesitation is coming from, because there's just a little bit more healing that is needing to be undertaken. For some of you, there is actually just some little forgiveness that's needed between you and this person. So especially with what we're seeing here, we have rekindle. Okay, so for some of you, this is someone you have already been connected to, whether it be just a connection through friendship initially, but there is some sort of forgiveness and rekindling energy that is needing to occur here, and that's where the hesitation is coming. That, have faith, the love is coming back. It's just, maybe going to take a little bit of time because of that healing that's necessary in the meantime. Rekindling the old sparks, letting love bloom anew. I do want to say too, for some of you, you haven't actually sort of met this person just yet. And this is actually like, it's not rekindling something with them, it's rekindling the feeling of love within yourself. And that we're just, once again, one or both of us are just needing a little bit of healing to take place before we can sort of get back into that good old loving feeling kind of thing. But, lo and behold, with this person's feelings towards you, there is a strong potential here. Once that slow burn takes a hold, we see that paradise energy coming through. All right, but we do have the blocks to love cards. Okay, so we have, with those, we have perfectionism as well as obsession. Okay, so for those of you who haven't yet met this person or are unsure who this person is, they know who you are. Okay, it's kind of that's why we're seeing that slow burn. They've been thinking about coming towards you for a while, but they're taking their time, and it's just growing their obsession for you. So for some of you, they're kind of they do check on you on social media and that sort of stuff as well, but they want the timing to be absolutely perfect. So they're kind of, it seems like this is an energy of someone waiting for the exact, they're obsessed with waiting for the exact right time. With obsession and perfectionism both coming through here, this may be somebody who does have, not necessarily actual OCD, but they may have some sort of traits similar to OCD, okay, where they do need, that perfectionism thing, where they get obsessed with the small details, and they need everything to be perfectly in its place at the very right time, things like that. So that could be a potential block in this connection as well, that, that they're not willing to act until they meet some certain criteria in their own head of them deciding to move forward here. So, they're a little bit obsessed with the timing, and everything has to be exactly right, and that may cause issues in the future with this connection. But we'll have a look at the Lenormand and see what wants to go through for you. Okay, group 2. Group 2, what's this person's true feelings towards group 2? This person's true feelings towards group 2. So yeah, this person, Pardon my coughing, by the way. This person is very detail obsessed and very action orientated rather than feeling based. Okay, they're not necessarily showing me feelings as such here, but they're showing me, you know, the plan, I suppose. Firstly, we have the key coming through, which is kind of like them waiting for the exact right opportunity. The key is, opening doors to find success here. And this person is, they're waiting for the right door to open for them to make their move, kind of thing. That they want this to be a successful move, I suppose. So there is, they're kind of that planning of, which door do I choose, which opportunity do I take? I really need to make sure I'm opening the right door and taking the right opportunity so that success is kind of guaranteed here. So there is this energy here of this person, there is a lot of success available here in the energy. And it feels as though, they will take action. It's just a matter of, they need to feel as though the keys fit in the lock, kind of thing. They're trying all these different keys. And they're like, nope, that's not quite right. Nope, that's not quite right. Nope, that's not quite right to move forward. So they may sort of have there may be a few false starts as well with this person. But lo and behold, here comes the scythe, which, bang, out of nowhere, they open that door and bang, here's the garden straight after. So, out of nowhere, there's that sudden, we did see that already in the Cupid's arrow card. Surprise invitation or meeting. All right, so right now they're hesitating, but then bang, out of nowhere, we see a very impulsive, sudden change and asking you out on a date. Okay, that's that surprise invitation or meeting. That's pretty much exactly what the garden means. It's a meeting that's taking place. It is my date card. So it's a sudden invitation to an event or a sudden, meeting. For some of you, with the obsession and perfectionism coming up for this person, this actually could be a suddenly running into this person. They've decided it's the exact right time and they've planned it all out, and I'm going to run into my group 2 person. I'm going to make sure I see them at the shop, or, I'm going to be right at the right place at the right time to run into them. And then we're going to go and I'm going to invite them over for coffee, and we're going to go on a coffee date, and then I'll invite them they've planned it all out. This person is a planner, okay? They have planned it all out. They've got a plan in motion. They're just, it just has not quite, they've not opened that doorway yet, if that makes sense. They're about to, it's going to come out of nowhere though. It's kind of like, because they've got it all planned out, they're ready to go at the drop of a hat. They're just waiting for that. There's just something. It's like there's a little man in their head saying, go now. And that's when bang, 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 they're rushing into action. Okay, so they're just waiting for that something to just click into place for them, and they will rush on in. What exactly are they waiting for to click into place here? What is this person waiting for to click into place? Clarify the key. Oh, we have the Yoda card coming out. I always forget that this deck has got the Yoda card. So that's very be it will it shall. It shall be what it shall be. It's very elusive kind of energy there. So it'll be like they don't even know what they're waiting for, but they'll know. It's like Yoda energy, where it's very much like the time will be right when it is right. Okay, so they don't necessarily, there's not a specific thing that they're waiting for. It's kind of more of a feeling, a trust the force, you shall. Just trust the force, and I know when I know it's the right time, then I'm just going to rush on in. So there's nothing really specifically that they're waiting for. It's just something within them that's just that click, bang, go. That, like I said, that little man inside them, that they've got Yoda in their head going, okay, go now, you shall. Okay, advice for group 2. Advice for group 2 with this connection, please. So we have the crossroads, the pathways coming through first. Choice is yours. The choice is yours. You still have a lot of free will here. It's kind of like, I kind of picture you here, group 2, as you're the part of the plan that they can't control. They may have this all planned out, but you're the unknown factor. Okay. Which it's like, it honestly, it reminds me of something that has happened to me in the past here. Where it's kind of like, because I pick up on things, and a lot of the time with my own personal self, I don't actually, like, my intuition doesn't tell me, oh, that was going on, until after the fact. And I was seeing somebody, right? And I was at his house, and I had my child with me, and we hadn't seen him for quite a while. So both me and my child, we're very similar, and we both were getting very overly excited to catch up and tell him everything and da da da. And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized that he was trying to make a romantic gesture towards me, but because of me being an unknown factor, me being, myself, and being all hyped up to share everything, and then my child on top of that, who also is an unknown factor, very hyped up, wanting to talk, and that we threw him off big time. And so his plan that he had worked out, that, oh, I'm going to see Michelle and I'm going to do this for her. I came in like a whirlwind tornado, and threw everything up in the air. And all of a sudden his plan went out the window, and it was because of my free will and me being me that had thrown everything. He's thrown his whole plan out of whack. And so, and in retrospect, I was kind of like, damn, I really would have loved that romantic gesture, because, like, I know what it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really would have loved that. And it never happened, because just me being whirlwind that I am, my free will, of me being a whirlwind, of me making, decisions on the fly, of like, this is happening, let's do this, and da da da, and changing the topic, and and then, my child's free will on top of that as well. So it's something like that. You're coming in like a tornado, and it's like they didn't know what hit them, and you throw them off their plan without, they've got it all planned out, but then you come in and somehow you throw the plan out the window, and all of a sudden we've got to think on the fly, and they're like, but so I'm kind of picking that up, that you're kind of going to throw the plan out the window anyway, and throw them off their game a little bit, and so then we're sort of having to do things on the fly, and I think it might stress this person out just a little bit, to be honest. But it's because, we see the ship here as well as the letter. Okay, so you are a force to be reckoned with, just all on your own. You've got your own free will. You're on your own journey, and you're communicating that. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's something that you actually communicate to this person about: where I'm traveling. This is where I'm going in my life. This is what I want for my life. And all of a sudden they realize, oh, that throws my plan out the window, because I had this plan of this, and we were going to do that, and then this and this and this. But oh no, group 2's already got plans. Group 2's already made plans for themselves. And they're, so there might be the need to actually, communicate your plans clearly with this person, because then they need to sort of rehash their plans, and because that makes them realize that, oh, I can't come into group 2's life and just my plan be the plan. Oh no, I've got to get on the same page with you. And all of a sudden we've both got to come to an agreement about what our plans are, but I do feel like, we did see this paradise energy. So you're both wanting to travel towards paradise, but your version of what paradise is may look a little bit different to the one that they had planned. Okay, and then all of a sudden they've got to take that on board, and it changes their plan. Okay, which, I kind of love that for you, group two. I do kind of really love that for you, but it does ask you to just clearly communicate your plans. So if you're someone who and clearly express the journey that you're on. So if you're someone that you've already got a plan of like, I want to travel here and I'm going to do this, and I don't want to, I'm not going to settle down and have kids until that. And then I don't want to live in this place. I want to move to such and such place. Express all that to this person so that they can, compromise and get on board with your plan a little bit more than because it's just a realization that, wow, they had this plan that everything was going to happen like A, B, C, D, E. But then they realized that, no, you throw all those plans out the window and all of a sudden they've got to go A to Z to X to M to Q and then back to B. So it throws the plans out the window for them a little bit here, which is not necessarily a drama. It keeps them on their toes. I feel like it's actually a good thing because it's disrupting those blocks. It's actually disrupting those blocks, the obsession and the perfection. It's disrupting those and making this person kind of have to think on their feet a little bit quicker here and get on board with realizing that you are your own person, that they can't control every little final little detail about what's going to happen here, that you are your own person and they need to sort of roll with it or whatever. Okay. Anything else group number 2 needs to know about this person's feelings towards them? Just take it as it comes. Make sure we do communicate. Communication is important with this person. We have the book and the birds. It's important to learn as much about each other as we can with this connection. So make sure we are having deep conversations within this connection. Their feelings towards you, they want to learn a lot about you. There's a lot that they don't know yet about you that they need to learn. So that these conversations are important because it's kind of like the more they learn about you, the more it saves you from having to put up strict boundaries with this person. The more that they're prepared for those boundaries to exist. They do need to just, expression needs to happen, chitter chatter, learning more about each other, educating each other on this is my needs and wants and this is my needs and wants and, where do we see ourselves in 5 years and all those sorts of things. It feels like they've got this ideal plan in their head, and then the reality is that you are your own unique person, and you're going to throw those plans out the window, and we're going to start over together. If we're starting plans, they need to be started over together. Okay, so I kind of really like that for you, group 2. It's going to be fun. It does have a lot of fun energy there with this person regardless. So, it will be a lot of interesting energy between the two of you anyway. But that's what we have for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. And we will move on over to group 3. Okay. All right, so Group 3. This is the group that chose the Watercolour Lenormand. All right, and Group 3, the Oracle cards that we have for you. Starting off here with the Island Time Wellness cards, we do have passion. A lot of physical passion between the two of you here. Insane chemistry, liking each other equally and having fun. Okay, but passion quickly ascends to something a little bit more. We have ascending coming through there, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phases, and preparing for union. So for quite a lot of you, this may actually start off as a very physical, fling type energy with this person, but it does very quickly ascend to something beyond that, and it kind of, it's not that it spirals out of control, it spirals up into control with this connection that it reaches heights of love that you weren't aware that you were after, and it's quick. It feels very quick here. We do have inheritance coming through first. Learning from the past and inheriting wisdom for the future. All right, so it feels as though this person, they've learned a lot already from what they've been through in their life, and that's kind of why this person feels very no nonsense. Like, we work really well on a passionate physical level. How about let's move forward and see if we work together on other levels as well. I've learned from my past that I don't want to waste time. I feel like this person is very conscious of not wasting time, and that it's like, oh, well, we work together on this level. Now we need to test if we work together on that level. Let's ascend to the next level, see if that works, and we'll go from, it feels as though they've learnt some sort of lesson in their past about wasting time on someone that it's just like, that they've just taken too long to do that with past connections, and they're like, I don't want to miss out on an opportunity this time around. So as soon as I know that connection's good, we're gonna move to the next one. We're gonna not waste time here, kind of thing. I'm not wasting time. I feel as though that they're they know what it's kind of like. They've already put you through, or like during the passion stage of this connection, they already put you through their red and green flags tests. So it's like, okay, well, group 3, yes, they fit this criteria. No, they don't have that red flag. They don't have this red flag. They don't have that red flag. So, yep, cool. Let's move to the next stage. Why not? It's like, they're a good match so far. Let's go. Let's see if they're a good match in the next step. It's kind of like you pass the initial test. Let's see how you go in the next leg of the test. Okay, so very interesting. This person's very no nonsense. I'm not a time waster kind of energy. We also see the vows coming through here. So this person has a very strong sense of loyalty, and you need to say what you mean to this person. That if you say something, if you promise them something, that they take that very, very literally. All right. Vows are the bridges between hearts, and commitment is not just a word for this person. Commitment and loyalty is a very serious matter for this person. That if you commit to a time, a place, you better well be there, because that's very serious to this person. Okay, I am getting strong earth energy off this person, so they may have a strong earth placement. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in their chart. Okay, and so this is part of the blocks that we're seeing with this person is not following your heart. So that seems to be, it is potentially going to create a bit of a blockage here, because they're not necessarily following their heart. They're following logic and reason, rational thinking, logic. That I've got my checklist, but they're not necessarily taking feelings on board here. They're they're more concerning themselves with, on paper, does this work, rather than, do I feel for you, group 3. That's not necessarily part of their criteria for some reason. That's very interesting. So some of you, that is going to cause issues for you personally, that you will kind of be like, but it doesn't matter whether I fit your criteria or not. I don't want to be just a trophy wife. I want you to be with me because you love me, not because I look the part, or I fit the part that you've got in your mind. So you may struggle with that side of things. You may really seek the feeling side, the emotional connection side of it all. And that may actually create a bit of a struggle for you here with this connection. I will delve into that when we move into the Lenormand, because that is something that is actually concerning a little bit here. Because they're looking for a criteria. They're not looking for a love. And that it, to me personally, that's a little bit concerning, because that disregards your emotion and your feeling, and I need to make sure that there is actual feeling there for this person. Before I even pull out that second blockage card, I'm just going to look straight away, because it is concerning me here. clarify this person's true feelings towards group 3. Does this person have feelings? This person's true feelings towards group 3. This person is very no nonsense, reality based. They're not a feelings based person. We have the bouquet coming through first though. That is a very giving energy. It's giving time, love energy to you, in hopes of receiving that back from you. It's kind of like, it is kind of like telling me that this person is very much like, it's like the foundation of the feelings are there. So it's like, as long as everything else is falling into place, I'm willing to give time and energy into allowing my feelings to grow, and allowing feelings to grow here, and adjusting feelings as we go. It's this person's very, very in control of their emotions. It's not that they don't have feelings. It's just that they're very, very in control of those. And it's like they're telling me that the base feelings are there. The foundational blocks that create love are there on an emotional level. They are there. And they're willing to, build on that. They may just be somebody that emotion, the feelings are secondary to them. They're more concerned with reality, and the other stuff that needs to be taken into consideration. Once again, though, that's the inheritance they've learnt from the past, to not follow their heart in a lot of ways, that in the past, when they've only listened to their feelings, that it's, and given everything when it's feelings based, without taking on board the rational stuff as well, it's led to them getting hurt. So they're not leading with their emotions. They're leading with logic and rational thinking. But the blocks of feeling are there. They are there. It's just this person hides their feelings very, very well. We do also have the birds and the fish. So, wisdom and learning each other is more important to them. They know, it's kind of like they know that it's like I said, the base blocks are there of the emotions. It's like they know that the more that they get to know you, the more they're going to love you. That there is going to be an abundance of love and emotion there, but they kind of, they're very mature minded, this person, but they know that they need to give their time and their energy and money as well. They seem to be a bit money motivated as well, materialistic motivations here. That over time, the love will grow into love and being in love, but it needs to be created in a way where we're building this in a structured way, so that everything else is okay. Because it's just kind of like, where you go, you fall crazy in love with someone and you overlook all their red flags. This person is doing the opposite. They're not allowing themselves to fall crazy in love with you until they make sure that there's no red flags. And then once all the red flags are gone and that's why we see that ascending energy, because the passion is there. The initial passion and attraction is there. Yes. Okay. We've definitely got foundational blocks of love. That's why they're happy to move to the next level of this commitment quickly, because they're willing to give. They're going to give to this, and I do feel as though this is a very mature energy, very like, to be completely, even though it goes against my own personal what I would personally go for in a love interest, I can't fault this energy. Okay, I can't fault it. I can't actually fault it because they're being very mature and wise about the way that they're approaching this. And they're willing to give a lot of time and energy to you and to this connection. For some of you, they're going to be giving you lots of gifts and money gifts, those sorts of material gifts as well. Because we've got both the bouquet and the fish there, that is, the sign of somebody who wants to shower you with gifts, that they take these things very seriously. Emotions and their heart is not something that they give away lightly. So they're very invested in building that from the ground up in a very healthy, mature way. So I can't fault it. I can't fault it at all. The other block that we have for love here, subconscious negative beliefs. They seem to have a fear of, that seems to be self-image, a fear that they are not good enough. And obviously, majority of you date males, because I am also getting that they're worried that they have a small thing as well. They have a subconscious negative belief, and they have a lot of physical insecurities. Okay, put it that way. They feel as though that's why maybe I think that that's why this person is someone that they want to approach love in a different kind of a way, because they want to make sure that you love them as well. That they've been kind of tricked in the past. They want to make sure that you're legit as well, because they take vows very, very seriously. This is not something that they take lightly. Involving themselves with you is not something that they take lightly. Passion is not a drama, okay? Having fun and having chemistry is not a drama for this person. It's the subconscious insecurities about themselves that they fear the next stages after that. And then that's when they start getting hurt, and they start becoming a little bit guarded, and they're not wanting to give their life to somebody, because I do feel as though this person is they've got quite a bit of material support behind themselves, that they maybe have a really good job, or they've maybe dealt with gold digger type energies in the past, and they're making sure that that's not the case. And then once they know that that's not the case, they're kind of inspiring that as well, because part of them tells themselves that that's the only way that people are attracted to them, is that they have to give them money, basically, and that's how people are attracted to them. So I do feel as though it's wanting me to ask for advice for you on that one, because there's some stuff you can do to show them that you're for real, not for money, okay? That you're not just a gold digger, that you're for real. Advice for group 3. Wow, because I feel like you actually do. You've got some good energy behind you as well. Starting off with the dog here. So you show them your loyalty, you show them your support especially, that you show this person that, you're willing to be there to support them through whatever, thick and thin. You show them that I'll support you, even if you were penniless, I'd still be here. You show your platonic, you really work on the platonic side of the relationship, not just the passionate side of the relationship. So, creating a strong friendship with each other, getting to know each other really, really well. Expressing yourself and communicating very, very clearly and openly and honestly with this person. We have the letter there as well. I do feel as though, expressing all the things that, expressing kindness, expressing your understanding of this person to them. I'm kind of picking up for some of you, even writing this person like a love letter, and to be completely honest, because of the way that this person's energy is, I would actually rather than write them a love letter, I would write them a pros and cons list. Doesn't necessarily have to, you don't have to write the cons, okay? Just write the pros list. The things I love about this person, the things that I admire about this person, and that is going to win them over big time. Okay, I appreciate that this person does this. I appreciate that this person has this great quality, that they're kind, that they're funny, that they're, and not focusing on physical looks in that pros list. Tell them all the things about them that you've seen and noticed and that you've learned about them, that you admire and love about them. Even if you're just looking at them as though, if imagine that there's no romance between the two of you and you're just a friend of theirs, and sit down and write down all the things that they the reasons that they make a really good friend, the reasons that this person is a really good companion to have, someone to have by your side. That is going to, that'll set them off. That'll set them off. They will love that. Okay, that will really help them overcome their negative self beliefs, though. And that you're responsible, and that you are, you hold yourself responsible to being those same qualities for them. Okay, we have the cross here. Showing them how responsible you can be is another good way to get in good with this person, to show them that you are just as loyal as they are. And also to, there is also this nod to, I feel as though they have a bigger allowance for feelings when the feelings are yours. And I'm kind of picking up on you talking to them about the way that you feel spiritually connected to them, that you feel as though this is destiny or fate to meet this person. That actually helps stir up their feelings a lot more. Even though they hold their feelings back a lot, they kind of need that reassurance that you feel like there's a sense of fate or destiny, that you feel spiritually connected to them. That for some of you, that may be some of the pros on the pros and cons list that you're writing to this person, is that we are the same religion. We both have very similar religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs, and that's something that is important to this person as well, I feel. Anything else Group 3 needs to know in regard to this person's feelings towards them? Anything else that Group 3 needs to know in regards to this person's feelings towards them? The key and the heart: successful love. Not just successful romance, but also successful unconditional love. There is a lot of opportunity for love with this person. And so, coming from what I started with, me being very concerned about there being no potential for love here, and to now see that is such a relief. That it's just the way that this person works. They just do things a little bit differently to what you or I may have, been used to, when it comes to following your heart. So they will open up their heart and follow their heart eventually. It's just it's going to take a little bit of time here that this person doesn't do things that way, but it's their success with the heart space will be there eventually. Okay, it is there underneath it all. Like I said, those foundational building blocks are there. It's just they grow that in a different way to, a lot of us may rush in and feel feelings first. This person does not. Even if they do, they don't allow that to control the trajectory. All right, so that's what we have for you, Group 3. I must say that I'm super, actually very impressed with this person's energy. This is somebody who is very admirable in life, okay, and very, very mature with the way that they're approaching this, and you maybe just so need this in your life as well. So maybe about time. If you're anything like me and you've dealt with the frogs, okay, it's time to find the Prince Charming, right? And that sometimes it's not what you expect that gives the best results. Okay, that's what we have for you, Group 3. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, and I will see you all again soon.